This video may include stock footage, product clips, and information from manufacturers or Amazon listings. All details and claims belong to the respective brands. Top Product Source is not responsible for product accuracy or performance. Content is shared under Fair Use, Section 107, Copyright Act 1976, for purposes like review, comparison, and education.
All right, let's talk kitchen steamers. There are so many out there, right? It's tough to know what's actually good. So today, we're going to cut right through all that noise. We're breaking down a super detailed hands-on test of 5 really popular models to help you find the absolute perfect one for your kitchen.
You know the feeling. You want to start steaming, make cooking healthier and easier, but you go online and wow, the options are just overwhelming. So how in the world do you choose the right one?
Well, that is exactly what we're going to figure out today. And listen, we're not just going to read off a bunch of spec sheets. No, we are diving deep into a real-world test. We're talking about someone who actually cooked with these things, fish, chicken, all kinds of veggies, to see how these machines really hold up in a real kitchen.
Okay, first things first, let's meet our 5 contenders. These are the digital steamers that went head-to-head in this big kitchen showdown. And the best part? Every single one of them is under $200, and each one brings something a little different to the table. All right, let's get to the good stuff, the results. How did these steamers actually perform when things got real in the kitchen? Okay, let's kick things off with what turned out to be the reviewer's personal favorite, the Cuisinart STM1000. And right out of the gate, this one just felt different. It was described as the most polished, the most premium of the whole group.
So why was it the favorite? Well, for starters, the performance was just flawless. We're talking perfectly cooked food every single time. Plus, it was super quiet when it was running. And that glass bowl, not only does it look great, but it's an absolute breeze to clean. But here's the real kicker. The presets for veggies, poultry, and seafood, they actually worked. They took all the guesswork out of it.
Okay, but it wasn't perfect, right? There were a couple of little things. It's a bit heavier than the others, and yeah, the price is right up there at the top of our budget. But honestly, for the kind of premium quality you're getting, the reviewer felt these were pretty minor complaints. Now let's say that fancy Cuisinart is a little out of your price range. No problem. The review points directly to the Hamilton Beach 5.5 quart steamer as the absolute best bang for your buck for just everyday cooking.
This one is all about practicality. You get 2 stackable tiers, which means you can cook your whole meal at once. Throw some chicken on the bottom, your veggies on top, and you're good to go. The digital timer is super simple to use, and it's got this convenient auto-warm mode. For what you pay, the reviewer said the value was, and I quote, simply amazing.
So what's the catch? Well, it definitely doesn't have that premium, heavy-duty feel of the Cuisinart. And you do have to be a little careful with that auto-warm feature. If you leave it on for too long, it can sometimes overcook your food a bit. Okay, next up, what if you're cooking for a whole crowd or a big family? Well, say hello to the Bella 9.5 quart triple tier. If capacity is the #1 thing on your list, you're going to want to pay close attention to this one. This thing is all about speed and volume. It heats up incredibly fast. And with 3 tiers, you can cook a massive meal all at the same time. The reviewer literally called it a lifesaver for when you have guests over or when you're doing a huge meal prep for the week. So, what's the obvious trade-off for all that glorious space? Yep, more stuff to clean. Washing 3 different tiers and lids, it just naturally takes a little more time and elbow grease than cleaning a simple single-bowl steamer. All right, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about the Secura 8.5 quart steamer. Now, the big story with this one isn't about fancy looks or a ton of presets. It's all about raw durability and just solid construction. I mean, this steamer just feels strong, It's got that stainless steel build, and the performance totally backs it up. It delivers powerful, even steam every single time. It's got great capacity, and it's super easy to maintain. Basically, this is the one you buy if you want a kitchen workhorse that is built to last for years and years. The only small knock against it, it's really just about the looks. The design is definitely more functional than it is fashionable, especially when you put it side by side with some of the sleeker models we're looking at. And that brings us to our 5th and final contender, the spoonlemon 9.8 quart steamer. This one is interesting because it kind of combines 2 things, a really modern minimalist design with a huge capacity. So what was to love here? Well, it looks really sleek on the countertop, The digital interface is super smooth to use, and again, that capacity is huge. It also packs in some really cool advanced features, like a delay start timer and a long warm function, which are awesome if you have a busy schedule.
But there were a couple of little quirks. The presets were nice to have, but they didn't always get the timing exactly right. And the control buttons could feel a little soft, you know? A little less responsive than you might like. Pretty minor stuff, but definitely worth mentioning.
Okay, so after putting all 5 of these through their paces, how does it all shake out? Let's get to the final verdict. This is where we match the perfect steamer to exactly what you need in your kitchen.
All right, here is the final breakdown, plain and simple. If you're looking for that top-of-the-line premium experience, the Cuisinart is the clear winner, no question. If you're on a budget and just want the best value, go for the Hamilton Beach. Got a big family or do a ton of meal prep? The Bella is your champion. If you want something that is built like a tank and will last forever, you gotta choose the Secura. And finally, if modern design is your thing, the spoonlemon is definitely the top pick.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this real-world testing? It's pretty simple, actually. It's all about finding your perfect match. It really depends on what you value most in a kitchen appliance.
And you know, when the reviewer was asked to pick just one for their own kitchen, the choice was crystal clear. They said, and I'm quoting here, "I'd still pick the Cuisinart, simply because of the glass pot and effortless cooking. That powerful combination of premium quality and just being so easy to use, that's what made it the ultimate winner in their book." And that really brings us to the final question, which isn't for me to answer, it's for you. Thinking about your budget, how many people you cook for, and your personal style, which one of these steamers is the right fit for your kitchen?